What's up, Jaguars? Mr. Crowder here, ready to wrap up our week with a reading assignment, and it is called The Historical Perspectives. That's what it looks like, and it is on pages 98 and 99 of your textbook. And this offers some ideas as to kind of gives us a little bit more perspective on what we're reading about. So, starting at the top of page 98, The Holocaust, the Nazi Rise to Power. In 1918, the First World War came to an end and Germany was defeated. The Treaty of Versailles set harsh terms for Germany's surrender. The country had to make huge payments, give up territory, and severely limit the size of its armed forces. One of the surviving soldiers was a man named Adolf Hitler, who was outraged by the terms of the treaty and determined that they should be overturned. In 1921, Hitler became the leader of a small political party, the National Socialist German Workers' Party, also known as the Nazi Party. At first, the party had little influence, but it quickly gained support as the Great Depression of 1929 began to devastate the German economy and impoverish German citizens. Many Germans were desperate for change, and Hitler was a charismatic speaker who promised to make Germany prosperous and powerful again. In 1933, Hitler became Chancellor, head of the government. From the very beginning, Nazis made it their goal to control all aspects of German life. All newspapers and radio stations that did not support the party were censored, bookstores and libraries were raided, and thousands of books were burned. All other political parties and social organizations except the Nazi Party and Hitler Youth were banned, and Hitler's opponents were arrested or killed. This all happened within the first few months of 1933. Nazi ideology. Nazis believed in the superiority of the Aryan race, an invented category of pure Germans that excluded Jews, Gypsies, and the descendants of immigrants from Eastern Europe. They targeted German Jews in particular for violence and persecution. Nazis forced Germans to boycott Jewish-run businesses, banned Jews from many professions, and prevented Jews from marrying those that they considered Aryan or pure Germans. Schools taught that Jews were polluting German society and culture. In 1938, the Nazis organized a rampage, the Night of Broken Glass, against German Jews, destroying homes, businesses, and synagogues. More than 90 Jews were killed, and 30,000 were imprisoned in concentration camps. The message to German Jews was clear: leave everything behind and flee Germany, or face persecution. The final solution. In 1939, Germany invaded Poland, starting World War II. As the Nazis overran much of Europe, their plans for Jews became increasingly extreme. They rounded them up and relocated them to sealed ghettos, in which overcrowding and starvation were common. Even treatment this harsh rapidly intensified as German plans grew more organized and deadly. In 1942, the Nazis began to transport millions of Jews from all across Europe to forced labor camps and extermination camps they had established. In 2 camps in Poland, perhaps a quarter of the prisoners were worked to death. The rest were sent immediately to gas chambers to be killed. In the other 4 camps, all of the prisoners were gassed as soon as they arrived. When the Allied forces finally occupied Germany and Poland in 1945, the camps were liberated and the Nazis' horrific plans were stopped. But the final solution had already resulted in the death of about 6 million Jews, 2/3 of Europe's pre-war Jewish population. So there's really a lot to take in there, guys. But I want you guys to think about that, the plan, this final solution that Hitler tried to come up with, where he wanted to literally rid the world of a race of people. It is one of the most extreme racist acts in the history of the world. 6 million Jews were killed. So Indiana has about 7.5 million people living in it. Imagine most of Indiana being wiped out, just gone within a couple years. Or, to put it another way, imagine, let's see here, about 60 South Bends. Let's take the entire city of South Bend, multiply it by 60, and that's about how many Jewish people were killed during the Holocaust. So that's a lot of information, and you're probably going to have to go back to this text a little bit. But I also want to let you know that your assignment is to answer 3 questions, one from each little section: the Nazi rise to power, Nazi ideology, and the final solution. So I hope you guys, are interested in this, that you're ready to go. You're ready to answer some questions about the historical perspective of our next unit. Thanks. Have a great day.